What's up, guys? Welcome into another episode of Jammin with J Money, man. We back. It's another day. It's Wednesday. Today, January 15th, man. Today, my son's birthday. He turned 8 today, man. Shout out to my son. He gonna be the next one coming, heir to the throne. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, definitely got to have some birthday pics for my guy. Got to get some cheddar. I know he finna try to spend all my money, man. Y'all make sure y'all, you know what I'm saying, like, subscribe the show. Tell everybody wherever you're going to go bed. Tell them about the show, man. And y'all make sure y'all subscribe. We already got 60,000 subscribers on YouTube. We need to get 60,000 more, man. What's up, Junior? Everything good? Which I know Junior good. That boy, Junior there was on it yesterday. Both of we all was on it, man. I know. I told him on Twitter, if y'all tuned into the show yesterday, y'all should got some cash, boy. Then I dropped y'all off with the college bangers. This is an NBA show. I dropped you boys off, man. How you doing, Junior?
Hey, I love it that you be giving out these free college plays, bro. That's that cherry on top. I had a good day for myself. Went 4-0 with my official picks. Made some other picks later on. I mean, every game yesterday was a double-digit victory. So whatever side you were on, you should have been all right. What about you, Jordan? How was your day?
I wasn't as good as you guys yesterday. I lost my big play yesterday in that first half of Brooklyn, Utah, because Brooklyn just could not score in the second half of that one. They only dropped off 19 points in that one. They ended up the full game went over. I just couldn't get the first half to go over, so that kind of stung. And I missed a couple prop picks, but man, pretty much every game we talked about yesterday, I guess I made some people some money. I talked up John Moran. He skied his points over. Talked up Memphis. I got scared. I didn't take it because Crowder was out. But still made some people money yesterday. Milwaukee smashed yesterday, like we said. I mean, so hopefully y'all just tailed what I was talking about and didn't tail my actual picks here, because that would have made you some money last night. So I guess I'm on the right track. I just need to start pulling the trigger, boys. So help me out tonight. Let's see what we can get for this big Wednesday slate.
Exactly, and it's all about breaking down the NBA games. You know what I'm saying? I know sometimes there's some bets that we might end up making late, or you know what I'm saying, halftime, all that we don't be able to do on the show. But this whole show is for breaking down the NBA games, looking at them early on. We know that sometimes some injuries can kind of change up some things, but I mean, we try to get you guys pointed in the right direction. I had a guy in the chat yesterday banging on me, Hawks, ha 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 ha. He probably won't be back today. The Hawks get it done over his Suns. They're 123 to 110. The Jazz, they keep it going over, and Trey Young was balling as well last night. They outscored by 12 in that fourth quarter to get the job done there. There was a nice win by the Hawks there. They was getting three and a half points there. The Jazz keep it rolling once again, man. Them boys are absolutely balling. Worked all the way up to number 2 in the West. I mean, them boys, 14-1, 15-1 last 16 games. Them boys been absolutely balling, man. I'm telling you. We knew that the Nets, you know what I'm saying, was gonna look a little different. Second game with Kyrie back, and they got a back to back again. You know what I'm saying? It was the first game of back to back as well. If you was on the over, that would end up barely going to a 63-point fourth quarter for you to cash the over there. But the Jazz end up covering at 3.5 pretty easily there. Yeah, we talked up the Grizzlies in the show, man. I know Crowder was out, but Brandon Clark did still end up play. The Grizzlies end up taking them. I know people telling me the Grizzlies on the money line, I'll tell them, hey man, you know what I'm saying, don't be greedy, just take the points. But I mean, obviously they cashed as well. I know some people just they're like, fuck, I'm taking the money line. But if they end up lost by one, you'd have been mad as you'd have been mad. But you know, it happens sometimes. It happens sometimes. Me personally, I'll just take. If you give me points, I'm taking them all day. I mean, I might sprinkle a little something on the money line, but I'm gonna be confident taking them points, man. You give me free points, I think they gonna win. Just maybe like Central Michigan yesterday, we get 9 points. We get 9. We get the dub outright, man. That was lovely, man. But the Knicks, they get blown out by the Bucks there, 128, 102. That was pretty easy there by the Bucks. I mean, they sleepwalking through their game. That was pretty easy. Their game was over in the first half. My guy Junior called the shit out of that one first. Bucks first half full game called that one. The Mavs, man, they absolutely smacked the Warriors. I mean, they just got the Warriors just in a total announcement. It's now 9 straight losses for them. You got Russell out there, and there's pretty much everybody else. Draymond Green is a shell of his own self. Like I said, I mean, without Russell, they just look even worse. So and they had an injury in that one as well. Somebody went down. I forgot. I think it was Glenn Robinson the third. Did y'all watch that game? They had an injury. Somebody got injured. And I remember I was watching it, but there's some guys that remind me of each other. On that team, it's Glenn Robinson the third and one other guy. Man, did you watch that game, Jordan? And Golden State and
It
the
was
Mavs
I think it
game?
was
They
Jacob
smacked them
Evans.
boys.
You talking about Jacob Evans?
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
who
see
it
the
was. It
game,
was
but
Evans. Yeah, it was Evans.
Yeah,
that's a little
he's
definitely a little.
they're just in a you're right, they're in a free fall right now. That's a tough spot for them. We should have all been jumping on with our boy Junior on that one yesterday, because I was thinking about the other side of that one in the first half, and I ended up laying off entirely. Mavs just came out and absolutely destroyed them. So yeah, I mean that game was I mean, and now Dallas is on the back-to-back tonight, and they get Kristaps Porzingis tonight. I'm interested to see what you guys think of them tonight as well, because they're only laying a few points. We'll get to that one here in a minute. But yeah, yesterday was definitely telling for some of these teams that are going in the garbage tank, and Cleveland and Golden State definitely in those last two games were pure examples of that.
Exactly, and the Clippers as well. Clippers went and smacked the Cavs up with ease, 128 to 103. We know Kevin Love got ruled out in that one, as well. But without Paul George, the Clippers had absolutely no problem with the Cavs over there. But let's go ahead and get to today, man. Some money, like I say. January 15th. I mean, ever since my son was born on January 15th, 15 just kind of sort of came one of my favorite numbers. You know what I'm saying? I just got to get to some money today, man. I got some good looks. Trying to get to some cash, man. Really every day, son's birthday or not, I'm trying to get, this is my job, man. I got to get some money, man. You profit $300 a day. You know what I'm saying? In a year, that's 100 bands. That's 100 bands in a year, making six figures just off betting. So that's what I'm targeting at least. You know what I'm saying? Trying to at least come up $300 a day, man. Hey, more would be nice. Yesterday was more. Hey, let's keep it going, man. But we got the Pistons versus Celtics here. Oh no, you're not gonna have Tatum in this spot for not gonna have Tatum in this spot for the Celtics here. It's the first game of back-to-back. They got the Bucks tomorrow. Could be possibly a huge. I mean, obviously, when I saw that Tatum was not gonna play, I knew he was questionable. I say I'm not gonna say they don't care about this game, but obviously, you got a game that means a whole lot more to you tomorrow, and it's always a tough spot for me. And the Pistons are not a bet on to me. They just lost to the Pelicans without Ingram. You know what I'm saying? Somebody asked me, I'm like, no, still, even without Ingram, I'm still not taking the Pistons. Still, you know what I'm saying? Thought it was going to be easy. The Pistons are in the total downfall. It makes me lean towards the under in this one, though, because I know the last game went under as well. They held them to, 93 points, the Celtics did. It was like 114 to 93. I was on the under in that spot as well. Now you're not going to be missing Tatum. You do have Hayward in there, Smart, you know what I'm saying, and Kemba Walker, but I think this is a game that they're going to work on their plays. You know what I'm saying? Try to work on their defense and get ready for tomorrow. I don't really see them running up and down the court with the Pistons tonight. I think they try to slow it down, conserve some energy. They got a much bigger game tomorrow, and it's tough. I'm not leaning towards the Pistons, but I'm not laying that 9.5, 10, or even down to 9 now with the Celtics, knowing that they have that huge game tomorrow. They're sitting one of their starters, who's a big part of their offense. You know what I'm saying? So I'm leaning towards under here. I hadn't got there yet, and I'm glad that I hadn't bet yet, because I saw that 217.5. I thought it would go down. It went up to 218.5. So this could be one with those totals. If it's really trending in the other direction, just wait, man. See if it goes up. Then you hop on the under at the last minute. But I think that this will be a defensive, slow it down type of game. What you thinking, Jordan?
Yeah, I'd say the spread's probably untouchable in this one. I think you're probably in the right direction here. The first half total's already ticked down a point from 112 to 111, and I think that's probably due to the Tatum news mostly. But still, the Celtics are still very capable of playing good defense without Jason Tatum, and you just lost 20 points per game in their offense. So it might be like when they were without Kemba Walker for a few games. You never know. But obviously, this seed just seems like they're just sitting him out on the first half of back-to-back. Doesn't seem like it's an actual injury, kind of more of a phantom thing. But yeah, I think the spread at this point without Tatum, a little bit tougher to quantify. So I'm probably going to lay off that one too. But I definitely lean towards the unders in this one as well. I think you're probably on the right track.
Exactly. And when you got players like Tony Snell out there, he's a total defensive player out there. You got some young players out there as well, man. We're gonna try to get to some cash. Bruce Browne is a defensive player as well. Mekhi Luke is pretty much just a 3-point guy. He, not really a whole lot of defense. He's gonna be raining some threes. And then you got Sekou Doumbaya, my lord. Doumbaya. Nah, that guy can play some defense, though. I didn't see that guy, lock up with LeBron. Guy can D up, man. And Drummond, who knows what he going to come at. He's going to be tearing off his jersey, or he's going to come out here, but we still know he's going to be a defensive presence. Like I said, I just think the Celtics going to work on their defense tonight, slow it down, maybe run through some plays, still get the dub here. But I don't think that you can't not look ahead to the Bucks tomorrow. You just can't. What you got, Junior?
Yeah, so I got the Celtics early tonight. I just think I'm going by some logic that I used yesterday. I was fading those teams yesterday as more so than I was trying to lay those points. I just thought those two teams yesterday were terrible. I think the Pistons qualify as a terrible team right now. I don't think the Celtics are going to easily cover that 9.5, so I stayed away from it. But I took them first quarter. I don't like to bet any first quarters that are over one possession, so I got them at -3. First half -5.5. Something that you just said. I think they're going to work on their defense, run through some plays, and then work on the strategy that they're going to use tomorrow for Milwaukee. So I just like the Celtics early in this game, but I do think overall, as a full game, 9.5, it's too much of a look ahead spot in terms of, I think the Celtics, if I'm trying to guess what their mindset is, come out here, take care of business early so they don't have to be in a grinded out, fourth quarter game where they're going back and forth. They just cruise to victory, which doesn't really lend to covering a double-digit spread. I mean, I know it's 9.5, but you need them to win by 10, obviously. So I just like Celtics early in this game.
Exactly. And like we say, I mean, they could be up by, you really need them to be up by, I would say, 20 going into the fourth quarter for you to feel comfortable, because like 12 to 13, maybe even 14 range. I mean, this could be one where you live in play. You could get, if the Celtics come out, smack them in the first half, you definitely could get a good in play, you know what I'm saying, for the Pistons. They're not going to give up. I can't say that with the Pistons. This is not a spot where they're laying points. This is a spot where they're, you know what I'm saying, they're the dog. They don't have to win. Obviously, they're probably still going to lose this game, but when you get 9 points, that's when you're throwing the whole wrench in it. What the Celtics just win this game by 5 or 6. And it's crazy because I used to think like, oh, Celtics finna smack them boys. I didn't even look ahead spots, all this. I'm like, oh, the Pistons suck. Celtics good at the house. Boom, I'm taking Celtics. It's gonna be easy. They finna go and smack them up, and then they'll possibly even lose. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Then when you start looking at stuff more and more, you get better at it. You look, oh, this is why, and it's a certain spot. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? But the Pistons it's tough to put money on them right now. It really is. But I can't say this is a spot where they're catching points where they don't have to win the game. They could just stay competitive or be a little bit more motivated than the other team. And hey, you could see the Pistons down there coming here and smack them boys up. We've seen the Celtics not be the same team, man. So it's crazy, but with that look ahead, I do lean towards the Pistons, man. Damn near especially if I could have got that 10.5, then they take them. Oh, okay. But, down to 9.5 now. But I don't think just 1 point is due diligence for Tatum being out. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't think that it is. So what you got to say on that, Jordan? You think that Tatum is worth 1 point to the spread? I know the Celtics are a nice squad and pretty deep, but like I say, the Pistons got guys coming in that like Doumbaya. I know I'm playing with his name and shit, but he didn't came in like, hey, I'm trying to get a country. I'm trying to get a bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, like this time of year, you always have to gauge like motivation of like these tanking teams that also have players, like you said, that are playing for their next contract or playing basically for their professional careers in some instances. That's a lot of urgency for some of these young fellas. So yeah, that's just what you guys are talking about. This is a league where no lead is ever safe. And like you said, you could be up 20 at halftime. It still might not be safe because they could easily put their foot off the gas pedal in the third or in the end of the third, fourth quarter, take starters out. Detroit comes right back in and keeps it within an 8-9 point range. So, it's just something I don't play with. You know what I mean? Not this time of year, especially. Maybe later in the year when the tanking is already a little bit more profound, but not right now.
Exactly. I can tell you right now, I'm gonna be looking towards the under. And again, I don't understand. Well, I ain't gonna say I don't understand it, but it's going up, and I can't say. I'm gonna wait to see if they won't gonna touch 219. I like an under in that game without Tatum. I think they're gonna work on their defense tonight. They don't want to run and gun too much and waste too much energy in this spot, man. And the Pistons, they're not a great offensive team. Anyway, let's get to the next game, man. We got the Nets versus 76ers here. The 76ers here laying the 7. Still no Embiid. We know that they kind of catching the Nets in the I ain't gonna say a bad spot. I mean, it's just a back-to-back. It's not terrible like 30 game before nights. You know what I'm saying? Anything terrible with terrible travel. You know what I'm saying? Is what I'm saying. Even if it was it is third game before nights for the Nets, but they had 2 games at the house, and then now they just going to Philly. It's not, you know what I'm saying, not really that far. But be interested to see how Kyrie looks here once again. Not too bad. Again, let's not, you know what I'm saying, doing some mixing and matching. Well, Kyrie gonna be mixing and matching with them crossovers and shit, man. But I'm not laying this 7 with the. I know it was up to 7.5. It's come down to 7 here. What you got, Junior? I know you're real in tune with the Nets team and up there. You know what I'm saying, in the north. What's this? Northeast up there.
Yeah. I can't lay this many points with the 76ers because the 76ers are still a very good home team, one of the best home teams in the NBA. So it's 76ers or nothing. It's just too many points. Right now, the 76ers have a massive problem. They can't make threes, and they're not getting to the free throw line. And when you're a half court team, when you're a team that in the half court doesn't really have any shooters, if you can't make threes, which obviously correlates to not having shooters, and you can't get easy baskets by getting to the line, you're just going to have a problem scoring. And no matter what, Brooklyn's defense has been better than it was to start the season. So I'm just not really too sure how this game is going to play out. Listen, Brooklyn has a lot of guys on their team that can just go off for 30 on any given night. Does Philly have anybody that could go off for 30 right now? I don't think they do. I think Philly wins this game. I just think that the spread is too high for my blood, so I'm off this game.
Exactly, and that's my whole thing. We know that the Philly are such a good home team. We saw them versus the Celtics even without Embiid. We know that was the first game, and sometimes the team can rally together. Hadn't looked good since it was on the road. They didn't got smacked a couple times, but they come back to the house where they're a really good home team. It's always tough to step in front of them, but like you say, I think it's a little bit too many points. And the Nets are the better offensive team, like you said, Junior. Especially with Kyrie back. Now they got LeVert back. You still got that fucker Spencer Dinwiddie out there. I saw him miss 2 free throws in a row last night, man. This guy here, man. I wasn't on him or nothing, but I'm just watching the game. I'm like, this fucker I'm still pissed at that guy. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, Jammin to the Nets. Man, that Nets should have won that game, bro. The Nets should have won that game, and I would have took that spot again, man. But what you got, Jordan?
Yeah, you talking about being mad at Spencer Dinwiddie. He missed 3 free throws in the first half, and I'm pretty sure that would have either got me a push or a win last night in my bet. So I'm right there with you. They missed a bunch of layups too in the early part of that game, especially in the second quarter. It was just awful. So yeah, I'm staying away from this one. I was surprised though, like you guys said, that I saw this line at 7, and the only thing that crossed my mind is, Kyrie said he's going to play on the second night of a back-to-back here in a third game of 4 nights. Dude was out 2 months before this, though. Like, I mean, I know he's saying these things. He probably will play. I mean, he's said it now twice, I think. But he's got to be like some sort of minutes restriction or tonight or something, right? Like, he played 32 minutes last night. He hadn't played since November before 3 nights ago. Like, I just this scares the crap out of me. This is like the NBA conspiracy theorist in me coming out. But like the dog days of January, a game like this, like it's just really tough for me to see Kyrie playing another 30+ minutes tonight. He may go off. They may cover. It's just I'm not going to be betting on it, I don't think.
Exactly, and that total got steamed up as well from 218 from 218 and a half to 223. Any quick looks on the total, Jordan?
I mean, like you guys said something that did at least give me a little bit of an inclination that this team's going in the right direction, and that Philly can't make shots right now. So what's their only other thing they do really well? They get out and run, and they play really fast. And against a Brooklyn team that has no problem playing slow tonight, I mean, if you caught that line earlier on its way upward, I think you'd feel really good about it. Now that it's settled 5 points higher, I think I'd probably stay away. Maybe try to hit the derivatives or something if they haven't moved as much. But it sure seems like that this is going to be a real fast-paced game from what where the team's going in the total. That's for sure.
Exactly. I know me, man. I'm staying away from that total, man. Just no official look from me. But it's better looks on the card, in my opinion. Let's get to the next game. We got the Spurs versus the Heat, man. Really intriguing game. The Heat obviously coming off those two. They coming off 2 losses. One thing that I was really looking, I'm like, damn, okay, boom. The Heat been damn good off loss, especially off the road. They're 7-2-1 ATS back at the house off of a road loss. That's the spot they're in tonight off a couple of road losses. It's pretty much, I mean, the way that the Heat are, this is damn near a must-win game. We know that they play totally different at the house. I don't see them losing this game. I can't say with that 5.5 throws a little wrench in. I was thinking, especially the way that the Spurs been playing lately. This is the last game of the Spurs road trip. We saw them take an L over there in Memphis. The game versus Toronto was real intriguing to me because they were down in that game by at least 10, 15 points if I remember correctly. And then because I didn't watch the game, but I was looking at the scores or whatever. Then I see it. I'm like, oh, okay, damn, the Spurs started coming back. Yeah, that's exactly what they did. Outscored the Raptors by 36 to 22 in the fourth quarter. In a very emotional game for DeMar DeRozan, especially, and I think this is gonna be a letdown spot for the Spurs, man. I know it's kind of crazy. So I know they've been playing real well, but that was a huge emotional comeback win. It was a way. It's the last game of your road trip. I like the Heat here, man. I like them even more at the -5, and I can't say this, and they're getting taxed a little bit because they're back at the house, and you know what I'm saying, the bookmakers know they off a loss. They know that them boys gonna come to play today. I think that the Heat are the spot today, man. They go all the way back with the Spurs as well from them, you know what I'm saying, them championship days, man. Y'all know what's up. When LeBron was there, Tim Duncan, Ginobili, all that, they go back, man. They gonna always have it out with the Spurs. They back at the house. I can't say I just put the Heat with the money line parlay with another game so far, but I did like the Heat -5 up to 5.5 now. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get there with the Heat, man. I think it's a good spot for them, especially with the Spurs on the last game of the road trip. Heat off 2 losses. I think they're a better offensive team, and they're the younger team. Man, run the old ass Spurs off the court tonight, man. I don't think this is a good matchup for players like LaMarcus Aldridge. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, he's gonna have to run and gun. He's a flat-footed guy. He ain't gonna look too good tonight. What you got for me, Junior? You're riding the Heat tonight. This could be a trifecta spot for the Heat as well.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't made a bet on the Heat for about almost 2 weeks now, and early in the season, I was killing the Heat. I was just kind of blindly betting them for a while, and I got burned a couple of times. But I like them in this spot for one specific reason. They go back on the road after this game, so they had 3 straight road games. They went 1-2. They got this game against San Antonio, and then they go back on the road against OKC, and then travel to San Antonio on Sunday. So my point is, they're 10-11 on the road. If there's ever been a get right spot, it's them back at home after 2 straight road losses early in the game. They're one of the best first quarter teams in the league, one of the best first half teams in the league. They win their first halves by an average of 8.5 a game, first quarters by over 5. So I feel like the price that I got my the Heat first quarter -2, first half -3 is as cheap as you're going to see Miami first half all season. I know San Antonio's been playing better, but I just think, you even just said it yourself. This is a must-win spot for Miami because if they lose this game, that's 3 losses in a row. They're going back out on the road where they're a sub-500 team. The losses could start piling up for these guys if they don't get right. So I just think that at least early on, they're going to cover this one possession spread in both the first quarter and first half at -2 and -3.
I like that. I mean, that's pretty much the same thing I just said. Trifecta spot. I mean, they're gonna come out hot. And if they coming out hot, if they come out hot in the first quarter and first half, they're not losing the lead in the second half. I can't see the Spurs just. I mean, because that's the spot where the Spurs are gonna run out of gas. The last game of a 4-game road trip, ready to get back to the house. That's the case where I'm really not worried about them. I think the Heat gonna keep their foot on the gas. A must-win spot. That 5.5, and even though it's starting to, I can't say it was. I expected to be around 3.5, 4. I did with the way that the Spurs. I mean, they're not really respecting the Spurs here, but it is a Heat spot and it's getting up there. But I think this could be a double-digit win by the Heat, as long as the young guys, none, you know what I'm saying, Duncan Robinson hitting their shots. They got some size with Myers Leonard and Bam Adebayo. They're gonna have to show everything tonight, man. They definitely gonna have to get out of that funk. You know, Jimmy Butler. If you want to be talking shit, so hey, your team got to be winning, man. You can't be over here talking about these little peons and stuff, man. Hey, you got to win. You took 2 L's since then, bro. So you know what I'm saying? All that talking, you gotta go put it out there on the court, bro. It's all that talking, man. It's time to get some dubs now. You let the Spurs go here and smack you. I don't want to hear shit, bro. So what you got, Jordan?
Every time I look at the games in the morning, you guys know I love the first halves. And when Miami is at home 41 times out of a year, there's going to be 41 times where I consider taking Miami in the first half. And today, I just wanted to hear you guys say exactly what you said, pretty much. So I think when I get off the show, this is also something I'm jumping on. I think probably for the trifecta, just like you guys said, like me and Junior talk like broken records when it comes to Miami at home. They're one of the best, if not the best, first half and first quarter offenses in the league. They're averaging over 120 points per 100 possessions in both those. And on top of that, cherry on top of everything, like you guys said, they're here in a spot where they got to win. And on top of that, they've had 2 days rest. And on 2 to 3 days rest this season, they are 7-2 against the spread. Sign me up, Miami, for the trifecta tonight.
I like it, man. I like it. It's a damn good spot for it. It's a damn good spot. Let's get to the next game. And I love the matchups for him. He's flat out. Like the matchups in this game. I always got to look at the matchups. Let's get to the next game, man. Another one where the matchups, you getting points in the game where the matchups favor you, in my opinion. You got the Wizards versus the Bulls here, and I remember this game. I was on the Bulls the last time these two went. You know what I'm saying? Zach LaVine went off pretty much in the fourth quarter, went in overtime, and Zach LaVine pretty much got me the game winner, got me the cash. I appreciate you, my guy. you guys aren't playing the same that you were then. Though you only 2-8 ATS the last 10 games, or straight up the last 10 games. The Bulls are not that same team. Obviously, since when the Carter went down, they haven't been playing. So yeah, they 2-10 straight up and ATS the last 10 games. They had a little push in there. You give them a little push versus Dallas, man, I guess. But just the Bulls don't look the same, man. They are back at the house, but this is a revenge spot for the Wizards, man. They get points in. I don't know why this, and it opened at 4, went to 4.5. I can't say I don't really understand it, man. I'll be looking towards the Wizards here. If you look at them, I mean, that last game didn't have players like Gary Payton the second, or however you say it, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The Gary Payton the second, Junior, all that shit, man. His son. Y'all gonna see my son one day out there, but they're gonna have Bill in there, Thomas. You got Thomas Bryant back now. He coming off the bench. You starting to get some size back. Jordan McRae didn't play in that last game. Now you got Ish Smith. He only had 6 points the last game. That's not gonna happen. He been cooking lately. And you could argue that the Wizards are in a much better groove than the Bulls right now. They are on a road team. They are on a roll here, but they getting points in a revenge game. You got to look towards the Wiz kids in this spot, man. We know that and Beal and Levine going to be going at it all day. And what's up with the Bulls injury report, bro? Why they listen to everybody questionable damn near every game, bro? I don't understand this. You never see this shit. It has to be the last 10, 15 Bulls games, like have 6 to 8 guys probable every single game. I don't understand. Just take them out the damn injury report. Did you tell me their ankle been hurting that damn long? Maybe they need to sit out then, bro. I don't know. I'm just bending a little bit. What you got, Jordan?
Yeah, it'd probably be Wizards or nothing here. I think I'm probably going to stay off, though, just because the Bulls have been playing horrifically lately, especially on defense. We talked about it, I think the last time we talked about the Bulls, they've just fallen off completely defensively. Their last 5, hold on, I just had it pulled up. They have a defensive rating of 116, which is 26th in the league. They're giving up almost 114 points per game in their last 5. And like you just said, you got a Wizards team who's basically almost back to healthy outside of Rui Hachimura and a few other guys. I mean, this team could put up some points. They've been playing better defense. The last 5 games, they're 12th in the league in defensive rated. The Wizards are. I mean, yeah, I don't. The Bulls are in that precarious position where it seems like they could probably still make the playoffs, but they also could tank again and start to shut some guys down. And this Wendell Carter injury has really hurt their defense. So, yeah, they're definitely trending in the wrong direction. I just can't trust the Wizards right now because, once again, team that has much more to lose than to win right now. They could find a way to play them good for 3 quarters and then lose outright. So, it's just really tough for me. But yeah, I think the taking points right now, especially 4.5, that's a little surprising to me. I agree with you on that, Jay.
Yeah, and them boys, and then they just took their L at the house. Yeah, I just think they've been playing a little better, man. They 3-2 ATS the last 5, where the Bulls only 1-4, 1-3-1 ATS. Like I say, got that little push, but like I say, the Wizards, man, them boys, it's one of them cases where the young guys. I know my guy Wham, he on the first half. Maybe that's the look. Damn it, did my shit just go out?
No, we got you.
Oh, my bad. I thought my computer went out, man. Some shit my whole screen just went out, man. But hey, yeah, my guy Wham is on the Wizards first half. That might be the look. We know they're gonna come out hot, and then, like you say, Jordan, with sometime with those tanking teams. And that was one thing that I really wanted to say. The last thing I had to say on this game, it'll be real interesting to see if one of these guys, if somebody's ruled out here late. I really think in these type of games, the teams tip their hand to which one really doesn't want to win this game, and I think that is important. My guy Jordan definitely pointed that out. You know what I'm saying? Keeps pointing it out with these tank teams. Some of these teams just don't want to win. The Wizards kind of seem like they still want to play though. Like they, you know what I'm saying? If anybody's tanking right now lately, Wizards seem like they still trying to win some games. They definitely are coming out and hot in the first half. So I like my guy Williams look on that in the Wizards in the first half. I'm leaning towards them in the full game as well, plus the 4.5. I don't know why that's going up. If the Bulls do win this game, I can't see them doing it by margin, man. But honestly, I see a little hard them winning this game. They have been playing well lately, man. Any thoughts on this game, Junior?
Nah, I'm back to being cold on the Bulls again, bro. The Bulls, they were doing it for like a couple weeks, man. But this guy Lauri Markkanen, I got to start calling him out. He's just not getting the job done. And now, listen, the fact that the Wizards are getting healthy, in the last couple of games, they got Bertans back, they got Thomas Bryant back, now they got Bradley Beal back. You got to take points with these guys the way that they're able to score. I mean, it was one thing a couple of weeks ago when the Bulls were looking like a top 10 defensive team in the NBA, but that hasn't been the case now for at least a good 2 weeks. And it's kind of hard to get a read like this. we talk about on this show the hardest teams in the league to cap. If I had to make a list of the hardest teams to cap in the NBA, both of these teams would be in my top 5. That's a complete stay away for me.
Yeah, you're right. I can't say like I say the Wizards. They've been showing me a little. They've been showing me a little something, bro. And I think, but the battle of these two, like I say, the Wizards. I think this game is. I'm seeing getting points with it. I know they on the road, but and you throw in the revenge factor. You look at the way they played them last time when the Bulls were playing good. The Wizards didn't have all their players. Like you say, that's another one I forgot. Beatrice back two to bust raining threes. Okay, we gonna see tonight, man. We're gonna see. I like the Wizards there. Pacers versus the Timberwolves, man. I don't have a whole lot on it yet. We know that one of these games he's gonna probably come back, and he's still questioning this one. We know that the line's gonna move either way, and I've been waiting to see when he's gonna come back because I know the line is gonna go for the Timberwolves, and it's probably what I'm saying a good spot depending on who they play. Depending on who they play, could be a good spot to fade the Timberwolves. The Pacers are the better team. They got Brogdon back. We know the Sabonis is questionable in this fight. You got any inside info on this one, Jordan?
The only thing that really came to mind when I saw that Sabonis crop back up on the injury report after playing is that they really needed that win against Philly for tie-breaking purposes in their last game, so it was kind of like all hands on deck. It really does seem like he may have a chance to sit tonight, so I'm kind of going to stay away from this one until I hear about that one as usual. That's pretty much been the story with the Pacers the last 2 weeks. I do think that if Cat sits again for the Wolves, I'd lean towards the under, especially in the first half if Sabonis isn't there either, because that's a lot of offense, obviously, and the Wolves we know have been playing better defense without Karl-Anthony Towns. And so the Pacers down one of their better offensive players as well. Might be a little bit of a struggle on the road here. But I'm going to give the odds at around minus 500 that the Minnesota Timberwolves are atop of Junior's list of hardest teams to handicap. And so once again, it's just one of those spots here in January with a bunch of injury news that's unknown. You got them playing around with Karl-Anthony Towns. Probably just a stay away at this point. But we'll know more hopefully before some of the games tip off, and obviously hopefully before 8 o'clock as well when this one tips off. So I may jump on something. It just really depends on what the injury statuses are, I think, for some of these teams, for both the teams.
Exactly. And I can tell, I mean, the Pacers are much better than the Timberwolves. They starting to, and this is my thing with the Timberwolves, because I had my, you know what I'm saying, for a little second there, I had, you know what I'm saying, a little buy sign on them. Like I was betting on them. They were showing some value, showing some fight. Not lately, not as much. You know what I'm saying? So lately, I mean, and I know that the Pacers are the much better team. They are on the road here, but then they do got Brogdon back. So I mean, even the fact they're on the road, I'm like, it's still a winnable game for them. They only land 2.5. The Timberwolves, like I say, when you lost the past two, put like this: if the old Timberwolves, the way that they were playing, they could have got it done versus OKC. They stayed in it pretty much through the first 20 minutes through that game, and then the last few minutes right before halftime, they melted away, and then OKC just took that momentum in the second half and ended up being a 13-point win. The Timberwolves are keeping that game close for a while. We know OKC is much better at the house, but it just seems like Timberwolves are starting to fall back off once again. So I mean, I think that the Pacers should be the play here in this spot. Obviously, need to see what's up with Sabonis, but full strength, the Pacers are much better than the Timberwolves, even though that they're on the road in this spot. And the Timberwolves, they're starting to slide back down, man. So what you got on this game, Junior? We get to the next ones.
Yeah, I'll be real quick because this game is not to disrespect my boy Jordan's Indiana Pacers, but this game seems unwatchable to me.
Agreed.
The Timberwolves defense, at least in the last 10 games, is for real, right? They're like, 102 points per 100 possessions. It's like top 3 in the league. The problem is their offense is worse, only 101 points per 100 possessions. So, if anything, I would lean towards the under here. I just can't. I just can't take the Timberwolves. So if I were going to touch Indiana, I'd have to know Sabonis is going to be in there because to me, he's their best player until Oladipo returns. I know Malcolm Brogdon is probably their most talented player, but I just think that Sabonis makes a huge difference to that team, not only offensively, defensively, rebound-wise, toughness. I just think that if they're going to play against a team that's playing such good defense in Minnesota, they're going to need some bonus in there to he's just such a physical presence, someone that he's like a Steven Adams that could score, if that analogy even makes any sense. He's just a guy you have to deal with his presence. It's such a big deal. So I would stay away from the sides with until I know whether or not Sabonis is going to be in. Sorry.
Exactly, and this is a home and home as well. This is the first game of a home and home, and they play again over there in Indiana. So I'll be real interested to see. And this is definitely one I gotta watch. And the Pacers 4-1 ATS last 5 in Minnesota as well, and they 3-1 ATS the last 4 games. Like I say, in my opinion, I think they can win both of these games versus Minnesota. It'll be real interesting to see who wins tonight. Y'all know what's up with this shit, man. Real interesting to see, but if the Pacers do win tonight, I still won't take the Timberwolves in Indiana. I probably still won't. The Pacers should win this game tonight, but if they lose, I'll be licking my chops. I can tell you that. Let's get to the next game, man. And I kind of I'm gonna probably stay off and hope that and go for the Timberwolves so I can smack the Pacers the next game. I'm talking about smack them. But let's get to the next game, man. One of my favorite ones of the day. We got the Raptors up versus OKC. It's gonna be a damn good game to watch, man. Damn, OKC been one of the best ATS teams in the league, if not the best. Raptors starting to get some players back to now, man. They got I'm finna say they got Gasol back. I know Van Fleet is out. They got Gasol, they got Siakam back. And the main thing I like is that and they took that loss. They were, like I say, the fourth quarter collapse, absolute collapse at the house. They're coming off an emotional game, but they let it slip away. They're the ones that's coming off the emotional game and let it slip away. She coming here pissed off. You know what I'm saying? He's up 13 points. You get outscored by 14 in the fourth quarter to DeMar Rose. You let him come back. No, you got the championship in his face, but he just came back, got his revenge on you. Siakam got his feet wet in the game. You know what I'm saying? I know he only went 6 for 17, but I like that. I like that he got his feet wet, got a game under his belt. Still not gonna have Noah for OKC. Junior, what's up, bro? We riding with the Raptors today? I know OKC is tough to step in front of them. I think they're gonna start back regressing to the mean, man. I mean, personally, I know OKC been balling, but I think the Raptors, I think they match up well with them. I think they can get it done tonight. In OKC on the road, I think they come in here pissed the fuck off as well. What you got, Junior? What you think? Toronto tonight, Rap City?
No, I'm off this game. I was actually gonna pull the trigger on OKC, but I kind of want to see what Toronto looks like with Gasol. The way that Toronto looked against San Antonio, I was not impressed with them at all. So I kind of want to see what they're going to look like with Gasol. You know that their defense is going to get a big boost with him in there. I just don't really want to step in front of this OKC train right now. I think that OKC sees what I see, and they see that whoever's going to be that 8 seed in the Western Conference is a team that's probably inferior to them. Unless Portland makes a massive turnaround in the second half of the season, OKC should be a lock for that 7-8 spot. Unless, like you just said, they regress to the means, because right now they are overachieving. There's no doubt about that. But all it takes is belief, bro. You already know. You've played ball before. You get a couple wins together. They got a veteran leader in Chris Paul. They got a young guy. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, by the way. I know. Yeah, I'm the only Canadian on the show, but I had this debate with my homies. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the best Canadian basketball player in the NBA. He's better than Jamal Murray, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think about that. But they got Shai Gilgeous, they got Chris Paul. They got a lot of guys that are balling out there. They play defense. I just kind of want to see. I mean, I can't fade the OKC right now. So for me, it would be OKC or nothing in this spot.
Yeah, I think this may be one of the only games that I'm riding with, and I don't hear Junior bet against his team too often, so I can't say that's an eye opener there. SJ is a baller and probably one of the best players on it. He's probably the best baller on that team, and I think him and Schroeder are the two biggest pieces on the OKC right now. I know Chris Paul holds them together. He's a good, true point guard. I still can't stand him, but as far as a basketball person, he's still a good player. Still got stuff in the left in the tank. You're gonna have Gallinari out there tonight. I hope that they're not pairing him up with Siakam. You better put Terrence Ferguson on defensively, because Siakam will cook Gallinari like some eggs. Boy, I'm talking about, boy, when it's real hot outside, you think you just put an egg on the what's called in the front. That's gonna be Gallinari tonight if he is on Siakam. I'm telling you, I know it's just his second game back, but the Raptors come in here and this is a revenge game as well, man. OKC came into their house and gave them an L when they were, had their injuries December 29th, not too long ago, just about a couple of weeks ago, 98-97. They beat by one. Revenge game, Jay. Give me the fucking Raptors in this spot. OKC is about to start regressing back to the mean. Even if they don't, they're finna take this fucking L today, man. What you got, Jordan?
I don't have anything on this game, just simply because it's such a close call. I think for me on a big slate that it's really something that I'm not going to mess with. Though this is going to be a good game to watch, so I agree with you guys there. I just want to double down on something Junior said. SGA may not be, or may be not only the best Canadian baller in the NBA, but long term, 10 years from now, when we're looking back on that trade for Paul George, like SGA may end up being the best piece of that trade, man. I know that's a pretty bold take, but Paul George at age 29 versus SGA, who's what, barely old enough to drink, like, yeah, if the Thunder can keep him, they got a really damn good player. So that's gonna be a fun game to watch. I don't have any action on it tonight though.
Exactly. Can the Thunder keep him though? That's the whole thing. Can they keep him? It'll be interesting to see because I think OKC didn't went from selling at the trade deadline to buying. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be real, and they got their defense is for real. Their offense can fall off though, and they are going up against a damn good defensive team tonight. It'll be real interesting to see because the teams that they go up against that they do good against are not defensively stout. You know what I'm saying? They play a team that's not good. They can cook them. They can do whatever they want. When they got somebody that's gonna punch with them, you know what I'm saying? And got some, and boy, they lucky Van Fleet ain't in there, boy. I'd be maxing shit out of it. But it is a road game. Anything can happen. But let me just tell you that the line has went the other way for a reason. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. Open at 2, and now it's OKC -1.5. Everybody, why? Oh, why? OKC show. Oh, okay, yeah, go take them if you like them. We got 4 games left, man. Not enough time to go through all of them. Can't say I don't have a whole lot on the last ones. Porzingis is gonna be back tonight for the Mavs. I'm not on them right now. It is a little back-to-back spot for the Mavs. They are a much better team than Sacramento. Still need to see what's up with some of those late injuries. I know Bogdanovic still out as well for the Kings. I know play on me. I might get there with the under in the Magic versus Lakers. I know that DJ Augustine is down for here. You still don't have Rondo for the Lakers. I think this will be a defensive type game, in my opinion. We know that the Magic are going to bring their defense. They are going to do that. The Lakers can play some damn good defense as well, man. They can. Obviously, AD questionable. That's going to be something big right there. The total is going to go either up or down, whether he's in or not. But I can't say. I still think that's going to be a defensive game, and I don't think that the Magic will get too many points without their backup point guard. Portland and Houston, man. Houston already done smacked the shit out of them boys. They coming on the back, coming off the loss versus Grizzlies. Russell Westbrook is coming back tonight. The Blazers are not a bet on team to me whatsoever. It is. You do got Carmelo coming back to Houston. It might be a tad too many points, man. I'm staying off of them. And Denver got some injuries. Jamal Murray and Gary Harris are both questionable in that spot. So that's a huge deal as well. What you got on the last 4 games, Jordan, and break them down with your official plays after that if you have anything on these last 4 games.
Yeah, I got other than the Miami trifecta, I got nothing official other than those right now. That's the only thing I'm on. This late game, I do have one that I'm eyeballing right now, and it's Charlotte, like you just said, in Denver with all these injuries. Man, I'm really interested in the Hornets first quarter and first half if some of these guys from Denver are going to sit, because that's just a ton of points against a team you're going to miss. You're already missing one starter in Millsap's out tonight. You're telling me you could be down another two or three starters tonight, and you're laying what, 6 points in the first quarter? Or it looks like 4 points in the first quarter and 6.5 or 7 in the first half against a scrappy Hornets team. This Denver team's not a team that blows people out, so be very interested to see that injury, dude. That might be the only other ones I jump on. And I may even jump on the full game. It's already steamed down a lot, though, so I think most of the value in the Hornets has been bet out after it went down from 13. But there still could be some left if there's more injuries for the Nuggets.
Exactly. I like it. What you got anything on these last 4 games, Junior, and then after that, break them down with your official plays of the day, my guy. Keep it rolling, my guy.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried about laying points with Dallas on the road on a back-to-back, but I just saw on Twitter here the Mavericks announced that Kristaps Porzingis is going to play. So when I get off the show, I'm probably going to smash the Mavericks while it's still at 3.5, because you got to figure that's going to move a little bit. I already see a couple of 4s here, a couple of places. But my official plays, I just got 4 on 2 games. I got Celtics first quarter, first half, Heat first quarter, first half. Kept it simple.
I like it. Yeah, and that Kings, the Mavs and Kings is going back and forth from Yeah, home still out as well. Just real quick, I wanted to look at some. I know it's going back and forth from 3.5 to 4. Yeah, revenge game as well, man. Sacramento came in. They beat they are 4-0 ATS last four versus the Mavs. So be interesting to see the Mavs. They should come in here and get some revenge versus them, man. I hadn't hopped on it yet, but I definitely I know with Porzingis back, man say the boys better smack the Kings tonight with no sides. They're leaning towards the Mavs. Hadn't got there. I'm on the Raptors tonight, man. I like them Raptors tonight. Hadn't got there with the Wiz plus the 4.5. I might get there. I like that. I think it's a real sharp look with the Heat, the first quarter and the first half and the full game. I think it's a nice trifecta spot. I hadn't hopped on it yet. I think Indy is the play, and that would be interesting to see. And that one, like I say, the Pistons, it's a huge look ahead spot for the Celtics, man. That's a tricky field. I'm leaning towards the under in that spot, man. But I did take the Raptors for sure, man. If y'all want the college picks, I might have to go live today to break off with the college. We out of time, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, and let's get to some cash. Leche, hey, those bookmakers.